it's Zzoffer and I am back with another video. So last week was Witchsona week, and you know how I am always super on top of everything and I do everything right on time? Yeah, so I thought this week we could do a Witchsona character design. Don't mind this. This is totally unrelated to today's video. I just wanted to show you guys the sketches that I did for my Witchsona because I wanted to kind of figure out what she was gonna look like before I jumped into making a full illustration with her. So this is kind of what I came up with. I will talk more about the design later, and I also have some, prop designs, a broom and a wand and stuff like that. But for now, let's start with the actual drawing. So as most of the time when I do digital drawings, I like to have a thumbnail that I can just put in there and start sketching on top of, because I am really bad at planning out things. So I like to just off screen in my sketchbook kind of plan out what the drawing's gonna look like, and then I just pull it into Photoshop and start actually defining the sketch and making it make sense and stuff. I just like to make small thumbnails off camera because it's way less pressure, and then I can just take my time and focus and find out what I want the composition of the drawing to be. And then sometimes I have struggles like you see here with the phone. I was trying to draw it in a way that would make sense from this angle, but it was really hard for me to figure out, so I had to Google a bunch of images, and even then it was still super hard to do. Sometimes I do turn off my recording software and just do it off screen, but for this I really wanted to show you my struggle and have you join in the in the frustration with me. No, I don't know. It's because some people tell me that they like to see me fail, which thank you for that. But I do understand. Like, it's nice to see that people struggle with art, even if you don't see it in the finished piece. It's cool to know that it's an actual thing that happens. So starting out this drawing, I was like, wow, it's turning out really cool. I really liked it when I was doing the sketch. I don't know, it just, sometimes when you draw something and you're like, oh, it has that thing that you want it to have in your art, which is super great. I don't get that a lot, unfortunately, but I had it when sketching out this one, which is super nice. But then as I went on with the whole piece, I was kind of like, well, I think I lost it. I think it went away because I didn't really... can you hear the cars? The cars are super loud. I'm very sorry if you can hear the cars, but they just won't go away. Anyway, what I was talking about was, you like how it turns out and then all of a sudden you don't. I think maybe when I started to add the background, I was like, well, doesn't really fit in there anymore. But I really wanted to do a background because I didn't just want to have her floating on a white piece of paper. That would be kind of awkward, and I want to put more backgrounds into my art in general, so I figured why not just go for it. And I think maybe what I need to do is just plan for the background from the get-go, so that I actually know what the composition is gonna be, so that I can make the drawing make sense with the background, because I think that might be the problem with this one, is that it's just a random background put together with a random character drawing, which doesn't really work out that well. So maybe that's my problem. But at least it has a background, which is great. I did a good. So I just wanted to make a simple background because I thought, how can I make a kind of background that's gonna go well with my lineless style? Because spoilers, I'm doing lineless for this. I was contemplating whether I should do line art or not, but I just ended up going with lineless. So I thought, what kind of background would go well with that? And then I just realized a very simple one. A simple background without lines and with not that much shading, just a few gradients maybe. I think that would go best with this, so that's what I did. And I definitely need to practice my background skills, so that might be an idea for a future video. Anyone interested in videos about backgrounds? Because I really, that's something that I never really spent a lot of time doing. So I think that might be a good idea for me to practice a bit. But now we're on to the interesting part, which is coloring the character. And I decided to go with selection this time, because usually I draw in the outline of all the shapes and then I sit and fill them all in, which is kind of stupid and time consuming. So I thought that I would try doing it with selections this time, because a lot of the time I actually also miss spots when I just color it in by hand. And I don't have that problem if I just use the selection and then just fill in the selection. And I think that it probably went faster. I'm not really sure though, because I've only done it a couple times before, the lineless style. So I don't have a lot of reference to work off of, and this has a lot more details than the other things that I've done so far. Well, maybe not. I think it does. So it ended up taking me a really long time to do this drawing. It took me upwards of 6 hours, which is intense. I usually can knock out a drawing in an hour or 2 hours. Like if it's something like this, it might take 3 to 4 hours if I do line art. So it's very intense to have to spend 6 hours on a drawing. And that is the general tendency with the lineless drawings right now, is that they take me a really, really long time. And I really want to practice them and to get better at it. And maybe if I do, I'll get faster as well. I just don't really know if that will happen. And right now I'm not in a place where I feel like spending 6 hours on every drawing that I make. So I'm kind of contemplating if I should go back to line art and then just drop the whole lineless thing, or maybe do it just every once in a while, because I also I'm not super great at it yet. I feel like I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe I can fake it to a certain extent, but I really don't know what I'm doing. So I'm either gonna need a lot of practice with this and need to find a way to make it go a lot faster, or I just need to stop doing it, I think is what we're getting at. But with all this talk about drawing and lineless styles, I totally forgot to talk about the character design. So this is me, this is my Witchsona, and I started thinking, so what kind of magic would my Witchsona use, because that might be helpful in creating the design, right? But I couldn't really decide on what kind of witch I would be. I guess I would be some kind of creative witch or whatever. But mostly I think that since I am so young and I'm still in school, I would probably just be a witch who's kind of figuring out what to do with her life. So hence why I am here, a kind of traveling witch. I have my broomstick and I have my little satchel on my broomstick, and then I also decided for my character design I wanted to have a lot of pockets and places to put things, because I'm the kind of person who carries around a lot of useless junk, and I need a lot of places to put the useless junk. So that's kind of the reasoning behind the big jacket and the cargo pants and the fanny pack and the satchel, is so that I can just put all my junk into my pockets. Another feature you might notice about this is that my shoes are dangling from a broomstick, and that's because Zzofff hates wearing shoes, so I figured that Zzofff would also hate wearing shoes. But, you know, sometimes you just have to have your shoes. Like, you have to wear them, and then you can take them off when they get too much, which I do a lot, and then sometimes I will dangle them from my purse. So I figured that Zzofff would dangle her shoes from her broomstick, because, you know, why not? I mean, she already has a satchel and a thing, my bob, on her broom, so why not just dangle the shoes from there as well? Another feature that you will see throughout this character design are the red ribbons, which are, you know, like the friendship bracelets that you kind of knot. If you've seen any of my videos, you'll see that I'm wearing some. I love to make those and put them everywhere. I have them on my headphones at school, for instance. So I figured that Zzofff would also make a bunch of those. Maybe they have magical powers. Maybe they're like protective friendship bracelets or something. So I made those and put them on my hat and my wrist and my ankle and my broom. There's also one on the wand, but you can't see it because it's on the end that's behind the ear. So, whoops. And I put my wand behind my ear because I'm the kind of person who I'm constantly doing something. So if I have pencils that I'm using, I will put them behind my ear all the time, and then I'll forget that they're there. And then I'll just be walking around with pencils behind my ears, and I sometimes drop them because I start doing weird things like cartwheels and then pencils go everywhere. But I thought that Witchsona would also be the kind of person who would do stuff with her hands all the time, so she might just put her wand behind her ear to get it out of the way. She is also using a smartphone because I thought that I would be a witch in the modern times and that I would kind of, you know, be who I am now, but also have magical powers, which would be awesome! Just imagine having magical powers. I'm gonna quit YouTube and go become a witch. Bye! Okay, I'm back because I realized that I can't. I don't have magic, so guess you're stuck with me forever now. I'm still kind of having trouble figuring out how to do lighting and shading in this very simple style. Feel like sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I always try to go in the end with a layer where I just fill the whole thing with shadow and then kind of erase some bits that would be hit by the light. And I don't know if I like it or not. You'll see. I try to do it here as well just to see how it would look, because technically this is a sunset scene, so that would make sense. But then I accidentally lost it because I'm an idiot, and I was doing some comping with the Photoshop file or whatever, and then I lost it, so it doesn't exist anymore. So the final piece does not have that. But I did also, as you see here, go through and add some highlights that I did keep in the final piece because I think that they turned out pretty good. Yeah, here's the thing I was talking about. Don't know if I like it or not. I kind of lose some definition of the character when I do that, so yeah, it ended up disappearing. Whoops, maybe that was for the better, who knows. And here is the finished piece. So I hope that you guys liked it. A couple of you guys have been asking me if I could do a Witchsona. It's been quite a while now, so I hope you're still here and I hope you enjoyed it. If you're into the whole Instagram scene, then you should know that I made an Instagram account recently, and you should totally go follow me there because I post all the time. Ha 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 ha. Great joke. No, but you should go follow me if you want to see what I'm up to, because I do post once in a while. So, with that being said, I think that's about it for this video, and I hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I hope that I will also see you later. Bye!